Hi guys, it's Millie with the Millie's Vines. I hope everyone is having a good December. We're getting really close to Christmas, so I hope everyone is well and feeling prepared and rested for the next upcoming week. I know that it can be a little bit crazy. I am trying to push out content like crazy right now and just keep up the momentum. I wanted to first say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to my channel over the past couple years. Especially recently, I am so close to 1,000 subscribers, and that is just the craziest thing ever, and I just appreciate every single one of you and supporting me in this journey and my plants as well. So big thank you to you guys. I would love to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That might be kind of a crazy goal. We will see. I'm just gonna put that out there. But today's video is something that I thoroughly enjoy. If you have been following my channel, you know that I love plant styling. That is probably one of my favorite things outside of the plants, obviously, that I love about this hobby. I love to design my space in a very curated, intentional way. And that's something that I put a lot of time, probably too much time into. So if that is something that is of interest to you, I would definitely stay tuned for this video. I got a new plant shelf. It's taller, it's wider, it's better, it's beautiful. It was a much needed upgrade, so I figured that I would walk you guys through how I design a space like that. I've got a ton of plants in this corner specifically, so I thought it would be kind of cool for us to walk through it together and go through that design process. So we are going to get into that today. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support. If you have friends that are interested in this type of content, definitely tell them to subscribe as well and be part of the family. But that is it, and let's go ahead and get into the video. So the current situation is really chaotic, but I'm gonna walk you guys through it. So over here is the shelf that I have had for, I don't even know, probably like 5 years. I think I got it for like 45 bucks, and it has been through hell and back with me, and it's been great, it's been wonderful, but I just need something, or I'd prefer something a little bit taller and a little bit wider. So I was able to find exactly that. What we've got going on over here is some of the decor items that I'm going to use. So I've got a lot of pictures here. I've got some books just to have an option of like stacking things. I'm obsessed with these, I don't know what you'd really call them, like wood razors. And then just some more decor here. I've got the plants that I want to use on the shelf here as well. So I've got this philodendron heteroecium with like a little mix of a Brazil in here. This plant is gorgeous. I've had this plant for years and years. And then I've got this tiny little string of bananas. It's in this concrete pot. It's really cool. I also put some air plants on it. I'm probably, please hold, going to use, this is a candle raiser, but you'll kind of see what I do with that just because it looks kind of weird sometimes just sitting on its own. We also have this plant right here. This is my, oh gosh, Thai pink lipstick plant. So this is a Aescananthus, I think is how you pronounce that. This guy's gorgeous. It has not bloomed for me yet. This is a plant that I want to have really close to my window, but it will scorch if it gets too much light. So we're going to play with that. This one is pretty new to my collection. So far, so good. I think she is thirsty though. And then if you guys saw my last video, you guys were introduced to this plant. This is my Dioun Dual, and she's gorgeous. I've got a spot in mind for her. So she needs a home. We'll walk through that one together. Last but not least, we have my Spiritus Sancti. This is the newest leaf. It's starting to slim out a little bit. This was the first leaf, super wide, and it's getting a little bit more elongated, which is really nice. So I don't want to overdo it with the plants on the shelf. I kind of went through that phase and it was just a little bit too much, but we have got these to work with. I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Then here, let's move my tripod. We have the shelf, which you guys probably can't tell how much bigger this is, but it is gorgeous. I got this at Hobby Lobby actually. It's like the perfect shade of wood. I am obsessed with it. And then it kind of has this iron design here too, which looks really nice. And it is so tall. You probably can't tell until I get like a side-by-side comparison. I also got this, I can't remember. I want to say that I got this at HomeGoods. I thought this thing was so pretty and it goes really well with this table. It's just a little stand. And if you have a lot of plants, you know that like things like this you can just use all the time. I didn't really know what I was going to use it for, but we will find out today. So those are the two things that I'm going to have in place of the current shelf. And I think now I will move it over here so we can kind of tell the difference in the size and what we're working with. I'm learning that this is going to be a little bit tricky to film, but hopefully you can already tell how much bigger the shelf is going to be. So I'm going to get these two switched out so we can start working. I have loved this shelf. I have painted it actually a couple times. It started off, oh no, I'm trapped. It started off like a teal color. It was like a teal blue. And now it's kind of like a very neutral gray tan. She's been great, but I think 5 years is long enough. Here is a moment of truth. I want this to sit as far back in the corner as possible. Okay, this guy, the Dayun, is probably gonna go on because I want that plant like isolated so the spotlight is on it because it's a very special plant. I think that's good. I'll show you guys a closer clip of what we're working with. Here is what we have so far. So you can tell it is much taller. It's much wider. The shelves are deeper. It gives me so much more room to work with. So I am so excited. We have the little table over here. I also think that the shelf just goes really good with this table that I love. It's kind of got the cast iron, the darker, deeper like wood tones. So I'm really excited with how it fits in with the space. And now we will kind of just go in shelf by shelf and start designing. So I will say right off the bat, I'm probably going to have the Spirit of Sanctity up at the top just because that one grows, like the growth pattern, it just likes to like drape down. So I feel like long term, that's probably the best place. So I guess we will start there and see where that takes us. Another thing that you guys will notice is I'm kind of switching over to mainly terracotta pots. I just think as I have kind of, I don't know, evolved on my plant journey, sometimes all different pots and like textures and stuff like that, it kind of overwhelms me at this point in the game. So I'm kind of simplifying things, but I think that is pretty good. I might consider raising this up a little bit because it does, I don't know. I might get a pot that's like a little bit taller, but for now we can work with that. I'm actually gonna twist this just a little bit. The next one that I'm gonna place is my Dayun, a dual. She is gorgeous. This is a southwest exposure, and then I have a Soltech light that's right above us. It's partially why I'm like blinded. This one, I will show you guys a close up, but I'm gonna sit it on this table right over here. My Thai pink lipstick plant. This plant is so pretty. I haven't really showed it a lot on YouTube. These have super pretty pink blooms. I have learned that pruning this plant, you actually want to be careful doing because the blooms start at the end of the plant. So I'm gonna kind of just like let her trail and just like leave her alone for now. I've got her in this really nice pot. Don't know if you guys can tell. Yeah, it's really textured. It's really pretty, and just like the color green here is gorgeous. This plant will burn if she gets too much light. She is thirsty, so I need to work on that a little bit later. I'm thinking I might put her here for now and come back to it. So another thing that I try to do when I'm styling is I don't like to jam pack plants like all next together. I kind of like each one to have their own space. So sometimes I do like a plant here and then some non-planty stuff here, plant, non-planty stuff. Another thing that I'm mindful of is I'm probably not going to get a ton of light on this bottom shelf. So probably will go for decor and something not living. So I'll probably put some picture frames or something here, and I guess we can do that part. For this second shelf, I am going to just kind of give it a break when it comes to plants. I don't want to like put another plant here, I think. So I'm going to make this a spot for some pictures. This has kind of been tradition that the second shelf has been where our dogs go. This one is Chino. Chino passed away earlier this year. So we kind of just want a spot for our pets so we can remember them and always have them top of mind. This is my beloved first dog, Lulu. I did thrift these picture frames, so they're all nice and cohesive together, and then this was Lulu's little paw print. So this has kind of always been where their place has been because I kind of want it front and center, and it gives the eye just like a break from the planty stuff. And now we have this third shelf, and it's already looking like this plant is just like kind of blah, like I don't know, something is not working here for me. So this is when I take one of these razors, and this is just like a visual thing and you kind of have to play with it, but I am going to see if it helps if I raise this plant up, and I can't decide if I want to center it. I'm not sure. Also, the lipstick plants, they drop leaves. They're just like a sensitive plant. They're just like a sensitive plant, so if you like hit them too hard, they are going to drop some leaves. It's not like a 911, but just know that that is kind of a thing that they do. I don't think that I'm in love with that, but I just want to get things on the shelf and then kind of replace them as I play with it. So far, I'm not loving this. Something is off, but we're just going to keep it moving and see what we can do. I think the best thing when you're like designing things is just coming in and trying to place them somewhere, so then you can kind of dissect what maybe isn't working. And that's just what I'm gonna do now. I know for a fact this Brazil is sitting way too low, so that's when I'm gonna come in with one of these again. And place it up higher. So the Brazil, I probably will keep here. It's this one. I might switch these two, but I'm gonna get ahead of myself. So we're gonna slow down. Okay, it's been decided. I'm gonna move these to where this lipstick plant is. I just think that, I don't know, it's too planty right here in the center. And that's just not gonna work for me. I'm also kind of thinking sometimes I like to offset the plant. So usually if I have like, for example, since this shelf is like in the corner, I like for the tallest thing to start on this side and then kind of cascade down. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but I try to like distribute the weight so it feels balanced. I feel like I'm probably sounding so heady, but it's kind of all just like a visual thing. So I might have the Spirit of Sanctity more to the right, and then this guy a little bit more to the left. And I feel like that already looks a little bit better. I will say, I think that I'm probably gonna need to get a stand for this one because it's just sitting too low, in my opinion. Now we will put our little puppies back on the shelf. You always gotta step back and look at it. It's okay. We can work with this. The only thing that's throwing me off is this. For example, I'm just gonna show you the difference that this would make. So I'm gonna steal this from another plant that I'm using this for. Since this plant is so droopy, it kind of just like weighs things down. And I feel like that might make it look a little bit better if it's just standing up just a little bit. This one might be a little bit overkill. We're gonna use this one. This one is just a little bit shorter, so it's not as aggressive. I normally get these stands at Home Goods, actually, believe it or not. What do we think about that? I think that looks better. And then maybe I have this oil lamp that my best friend's mom got me. I don't light it because it makes a really big flame. And then I've got some incense sticks here. So I might put this on the top shelf just to see if it balances it out. Correction. I don't think I'm gonna put it there. We're gonna see if we can work with this. I'm kind of liking where this is going. Now we're gonna bring in, I've got these planty books right here. So I've got just like a book about the Southwest. I've got how to care for plants around the world in 80 plants, field guide for cacti and other succulents. These are basically just all of my planty books. I read them kind of often, and also they just like are obviously on theme. So I'm gonna use these just as decor, and also just like they're easy to grab. I think I will probably put these over here and kind of like fan them out a little bit. I think I like that. And then my Brazil, I might like gather it up a little bit like this, just so it's nice and bushy. Sometimes when the plants hang, I really like that vibe. Other times it just like brings, I don't know, the eye down. So it really just depends. I think I like that one gathered up like that. Now we have this guy, which I need to place somewhere. He's super small. I'm probably going to use this candle raiser. So I feel like, I don't know what I feel like. I feel like this might go, no. This I actually had the Spirit of Sanctity in. I'm not using it anymore, but I love it. And I like the blue with this oil lamp right here. So I think I'm gonna place this on top just for decor. We're down here at the bottom step because I feel like this is just like not complex and I just need like an easy task right now. So we've got more picture frames that we're gonna work with here. This is Rue, my best friend and I's dog, who has also passed away. So we just try to make sure they're all somewhere in our home so we can see them near and dear. She was the cutest little puppy ever. And then this is my late grandma and my best friend. So we're just gonna place these on this bottom shelf. The bottom shelf, as far as like plant real estate goes, does not get much light. So I really don't want to put anything there because it would decline rather quickly. So I think this is a good area to just use other things that you want to display that aren't going to rely on light. So naturally pictures would be one of them. Same thing that I was talking about earlier. I feel like I like the weight, most of the weight, to be closer to the wall. That's just like a visual thing for me. So I start with the biggest picture frame and then I kind of cascade down. And I just think visually it gives you some interest and some balance as well. So that's just another thing that I personally do. Here's an overview of what we're looking like so far. I have the Dioun over here, which looks gorgeous. I have no issue with this one. It looks fantastic on that little plant stand. And it's nice and like separated from everything else, and it's also right against the window, so I think it will like the light that it's getting there. I was hoping I had a new leaf, but I think this one grows rather slow, so probably it's gonna be a while. I definitely like the bottom shelf here. It looks nice, it looks balanced, and then I like this shelf as well. I think, I might scoot that over just a little bit, but I think this looks good. It's not too much. It's getting good light, which is important. I think the only thing that I'm not liking is these three shelves. For some reason, it's just not doing it for me. I know that I still have to place this guy here and then just these like incense holders. That will be pretty easy. I don't know what's not doing it for me. I feel like the Spirit of Sanctity is kind of throwing it off, and then also the lipstick plant. So I'm gonna do some rearranging and see what I can do there. At this point in the game, I don't know what is throwing it off for me, so I'm gonna just move things around essentially until I like how it looks. Okay, I think I'm gonna try to bring this guy in now. I'm gonna show you guys the difference of it sitting just by itself without the razor. Since this one needs, I mean, it honestly could take direct light. I want it to be as close to the window as possible, so I'm definitely gonna put it on this side. And I feel like if I just sit it there, it just doesn't do much for me. So I'm gonna use this candle raiser and just prop it up top and maybe slide this stuff over. Since the Spirit of Sanctity is kind of in the center, we've got the plant off to the right, and then we have the Brazil off to the left. I kind of want the lipstick plant to be centered a little bit. I'm not sure how that's gonna look. I just think that that would make sense. So we're gonna try that now. I'm trying to think while I'm doing this if I have any other updates. I did move my Cebu and my Micans over here, and then my Cissus, my apartment is a mess. My Cissus has fungus gnats. You guys are probably gonna just like laugh at this, but I'm trying to keep her like moist because I've heard that that's like the biggest thing that's like detrimental to this plant. I'm not gonna lie, I have been struggling. This plant is just, it's a little bit tricky. I knew that it would be, so I'm not super surprised. It's got new growth, it'll be fine. But in attempts to keep the gnats confined, oh gosh, this is so silly. I put plastic wrap on top of it. I'm gonna deal with it here in a couple days. It just, I don't know. I just can't even deal with it right now. I'm gonna put the like sticky traps in it. I did have this plant. I don't know why it's not focusing. I had it over here where my yuppie eye is, but because of the fungus gnats, I just need it separated. So I switched them out. I also did change this corner a little bit. I guess while I'm here, I will show you guys this. So I moved my Xanadu here at the bottom. It's in a nice terracotta wash pot now. I've got my Jungle Boogie in the center, which I think looks fantastic. Silver Sword, I talked about in my Plants I'll Never Own Again video. I've got it here next to the window. I'm kind of over this plant. Like, I love this plant, but I'm also over it. Monstera has not given me a leaf in freaking forever. I'm hoping it'll be soon. You can see there's definitely a leaf there. She just takes her sweet time. So yeah, this cissus was supposed to be here, but we've got a gnat issue. Also, my Jungle Boogie bloomed. I've got some footage that I'll try to insert for you guys. This thing is just taking off. It's insane. And then I've got my Dieffenbachia camouflage here. I also did get a new couch, so that's nice. I used to have like a burnt orange one, which I loved, but I ended up selling that one. So yeah, I just wanted to give a little update and give myself a second before I place this final plant. Here we go, moment of truth. So plant raiser here in the center. I already feel like I'm not gonna like this because it's gonna overlap with the Brazil. Why is this so difficult? Nope, I'm not gonna like that at all. This is where it gets tricky because this is too much. So we're gonna have to switch these two once again. I can't decide if I maybe wanna do that. How do we feel about this? I don't mind this. I actually think I might like this. What do you guys think? We've got the Spirit of Sanctity up here on the plant raiser. We've got the Aescananthus Thai pink here. It's just such a big plant that I was kind of struggling placing it. And then we've got our pets. We've got the string of bananas, air plants here, kind of draping over. And then we've got the Philodendron Brazil to the left. I feel like that looks good. I kind of want to give you guys a good overview. I think I like it. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. If you guys would make any suggestions, change anything, let me know. I think it looks pretty balanced and I like the light that all of these plants are going to get considering where they're placed. I also think it's not too heavy when it comes to like plants. So yeah, I think this works. I think this works for now. Let me know what you guys think. I'm trying to think if there's any other updates. My Melanochrysum has a new leaf looking a little sketchy right here, but she's been sizing up really good. She clearly needs another moss pole attachment. I've got a new leaf on my El Chaco Red that's hardening off now. Cebu is growing like a weed. She's really happy here. My Micans, I cut like a foot of her off and I'm just regrowing it because it just wasn't doing for me. And then my Amedrium, actually, I think she has a new leaf. Maybe, I don't know, it's a runner. So I'm probably gonna just cut her off. I could have sworn she had a new leaf somewhere though. Yeah, I'll probably be chopping her, but she looks gorgeous nonetheless. Tortum, still not doing much for me, but that's okay. Yeah, not doing much. But I think that is it for this video. I wanted it to be not too crazy, not too intense. Let me know what you guys think about the new shelf. We are going to say goodbye to this one. I cannot wait for this to go to someone else. It will be in good use. Okay guys, that is it for today's video. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not sure if there's like a big enough like audience or interest in plant design specifically, but like I said, It's something I'm very passionate about, so I figured I might as well just share this with you guys. If you guys have any feedback on maybe things that I should change or different placements for the plants, definitely let me know. I would love to read through the feedback on this video, but as always, thank you guys so much. If you made it to the end of this video, I sincerely appreciate you and your support, but I think that is it. If you guys have anything that's of interest or top of mind for upcoming videos for me, feel free to leave those in the comments as well. But that is all for today's video, and I will see you in the next one.